America, 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 yeah!
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Free America Ringing True podcast. This portion of the podcast is sponsored by McDonald's. McDonald's, because who wants to live until they're 50 anyway? Alright, the point of contention this week is a dating app called Girls Around Me. So essentially, they data mine from these girls' Facebook profiles and from their Foursquare check-in information and compile it as a means to hook up guys and girls. Now, the real problem that people see with us is that it puts these girls' personal information in the hands of any male creep with a smartphone. Now, that raises the question, is data mining of social media info ethical? Now, if we go through the Potter box, we've obviously just gone through the definition portion. Now we're going into the values portion. And I believe that the data miners would have professional values, whereas the social media users would have more sociocultural and personal values pertaining to privacy. Now, how does that translate to principles? Now, I think that the users of social media would take a Kantian perspective, Kant's categorical imperative, that privacy is a universal law and violating that law is wrong no matter what. Now, I believe that the data miners would have an Aristotelian sort of view, Aristotle's mean, that the difference between too much intrusion and no market research at all is what we're doing right now, because we're only mining data that is public domain. Now, if we go into the loyalties portion of the Potter box, the data miners, their loyalties would be to their investors, the stakeholders, and the company itself. Now, social media users, their loyalties would probably be with society at large and a person's right to personal privacy. That's why we have things such as the Fourth and the Fifth Amendment. Now, on to my ethical judgment. Now, while I do sympathize with the social media users and their right to privacy, the whole point of having a social media account is to make your personal life public. And not only that, but the users of most social media sites control the majority of their privacy settings. So, I kind of have a lack of empathy when most of the control of privacy is in your own hands. So I'm going to have to side with the data miners on this one, guys. All right, folks, that's all we have time for this week. Join us next week as we have Russell Brand on the show to discuss how he's still a comedian, even though he's not funny. Also, Charlie Kelly will stop by to talk about bird law. All right, folks, we'll see you next time on the FART podcast. Until then, stay American.